Hi everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome to the Malibu Podcast. This episode I want to feature an application called Spout by David Fumberger. It's made for the desktop as well as your iOS devices, and it's basically a digital signboard, an animated digital signboard for displaying your social media news feeds, and you can also customize text. So let me show you how it works. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. When you roll your cursor along the bottom, you can pull up the settings icon. And here you can see all the different options you have for how you want to display your Spout window. You can double click on the items that appear if they're in your feed. If you want to open the links, you can have them appear in random order. You can have them appear at different times. You could have no wait time or stagger them with 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30-second display time, and so forth. The other options are 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 5 minutes. You can also choose to show photos that are associated with the feed or not show them. You have animation styles that can be kinetic or static, none or random. You can also choose the word speed, whether you want the word to be fast, medium, or slow. Camera jiggle is actually a pretty nice feature. I'm going to select that right now, and you can see the text behind me is now doing a little camera jiggle. So instead of it being a static text, it's jiggling. So every text that will come in, say, on your feed, would then stagger for a moment before the next feed item came on. It's a pretty nice feature to have. So let me go ahead and show you how this is set up. Here you can see I have a lot of different accounts. I have my Twitter account, I have my Facebook account, Google Reader, and so forth. And you can also customize text. Right now I have nothing enabled because I wanted to kind of start from scratch. Let me go ahead and just activate my Malibu Podcast Twitter feed. I'm going to enable that, and now you're going to see that introductory text now become replaced with my Twitter feed text. And I subscribe to a lot of text news articles, so that's what you're seeing here. And it's a nice, beautiful interface. The graphics are amazing, and I have chosen kinetic, so that's why my text is coming in the way it is. And you can customize how you want this to appear. So let me go ahead, for example, and change the settings. Let's just say I want there to be no wait time. I had 5-second wait time there. I have no wait time now. Now everything is going to appear a lot faster. And I already have fast already selected as the speed time. And so this is cool if you're really into that kind of a visual effect. But just say you want to do something a little different, and you say you wanted a 10-second stagger time between each post that comes up. Well, now it will now pause for 10 seconds before the next item comes up. And you remember I chose the camera jiggle, so it's now doing the little camera jiggle in between for 10 seconds before the next item comes up. Very cool. And you can also customize your text. So I'm going to go back to no wait because I don't really have a lot of time for this podcast here. And let's go ahead and choose custom text. And I'm going to add actually the designer's name, David Fumberger. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, David Fumberger. And I'm going to add that to my list. I'm going to scroll down so you can see here David Fumberger. And I'm now going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to disable my Twitter account because there's a lot of information there. So I'm just going to temporarily disable it. And now the only thing that's going to appear is David Fumberger. And he's doing a little camera jiggle because I like the camera jiggle effect. You don't have to choose that. If you didn't choose camera jiggle, it will just be static. And that's what appear on my screen. So you have a lot of options for customizing your text, which is really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Actually, let me go ahead and just edit the text here. I'm just right-clicking on this. And just say I wanted to add something else. Say hello. Then you go to another line to add your other text. Goodbye. And every line of text is entered that way. It has to appear on a separate line, and that's how it will come in. So now you see I have all my other text now rotating along with David Fumberger. I have hello and goodbye coming in. So it's pretty cool. You have some really fun options, and what else is nice too is that it has a lot of themes as well. So I could choose a different color scheme, which is really nice. I love this one. This is great. This is probably my favorite. I just like the combination of the red and the yellow coming in together. And it looks really good too when you're bringing in images. Let's try something else. I want to try something a little different. Let's say I want to add also a Flickr search, and I don't know, I'm going to enable, and I have Steve Jobs selected. That's right, I set this up ahead of time. So then let's see what comes in that's related to Steve Jobs. This is pulling from a Flickr feed, and I have no idea what's going to appear here. Okay, here's something with Steve Jobs' name in it. So again, this is an example of how you would tap into a feed by using a keyword search. And you can do this also with Twitter as well, which is really nice. And what you can see in this example too is that images can also appear, although you can choose the option to not have the photos show. You can deselect photos and then you won't get any. But it doesn't make sense to do that if you're using Flickr, right? But you kind of get the idea. So this is Spout by David Fumberger. It's a very exciting application. You haven't downloaded this yet, you may want to do so because it is fantastic, really. I mean, think about how expensive it is to use digital signage software and hardware to run this, say, on a giant HD screen. What if you wanted to mirror this, say, from your iPad through AirPlay? It's just a very cheap and affordable and yet savvy alternative for digital signage. This is Tim Brown, My Apple Podcast. Check me out next time.